Today's spot, we're going to be checking out the Kidrobot Sonic the Hedgehog vinyl mini-series. We're also going to be having a look at the entire case, which is going to consist of 4 across, 5 across, 4 up, giving us a total of 20. Before we have a look at the individual figures, we'll look at this fantastic box artwork, which gives us a pixelized intro from the classic Sonic the Hedgehog game. Here's the individual boxes for your viewing pleasure. Includes collector's base as well. Again, carrying over that same Sonic the Hedgehog, love that. The cast of characters include Dr. Robotnik or Egghead, Mr. Eggman, I guess. And then you've got Sonic, Tails, 2 different variations of Tails, and a couple of different variations of Sonic, and the many multitude of creatures that make up the Sonic game. The underside, you can go to www.kidrobot.com. It's designed with pixels. It's recommended for ages 15 and up. I'm going to go ahead again. We're going to open up all of these. I'm going to need a knife for this, so I'm going to reach off to my black hole and pull out. It's remarkable how I was able to just pull out Hank like this. It's like Hank sits on the outer skirts of the black hole, but we're going to use Hank for this. We're going to cut the first box, and we're going to continue to cut the boxes until we've revealed all the characters from this wave. It also gives you not necessarily the names of the characters, but it does tell you the numbers of how many you get per set. So Eggman here, you get 2 of 20 of him, 1 of 20 of him in his pod. Sonic, for example, running Sonic, you get 2 of 20. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up the first box. These can, by the way, be found at local comic book stores if you are interested and inclined to pick these up for yourself. And we've got the foil bag. We'll remedy that quickly as well. Let's pull out the first figure. And the first figure here in this very long, I'm sure long review, is going to be Dr. Robotnik, Mr. Eggman himself. He does come with a display stand. I'm assuming that all the stands are also going to be the same as well. It's interesting though, you've got Kidrobot, you've got the golden ring, which is a nice touch, see-through in the middle. But they've actually didn't put the peg on the see-through part. Instead, they put the peg on Dr. Robotnik's underfoot, which I'm guessing will be a trend with all the other figures in this wave. And then it becomes a little more difficult, but you can line them up. There's Dr. Robotnik on his display stand. Coloring is very nice on him, whether you call him Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, either or. The reds are vibrant. The blacks, very nice, and face is also very, very cool on him. And let's put him down. Let's have a look at the next box. Grabbing the next box, we're going to go ahead and once again cut the box tape here. Get this opened up. Have a tough time finding a comic book store in your area? You know what I always say. Peas and potatoes? No, that's not what I always say. I've said that from time to time. www.comicshoplocator. That's where you can go. That's where you can check out and find a comic book store in your area. Still has the golden ring. So it's going to be a consistent trend with all the sets here. I guess it is good that there is no clear peg right here for the risk that it could break off. So you've got the little robotic. These don't have any posability to them, but the little robotic, kind of like a little beetle here. I like that they look like they have been taken right out of the game. That is a nice touch. A little peg on the underside here. And you can just attach that to the stand. And I am wondering, in my investigative mind, I wonder if you could actually take the stand, see, look, the rings are placed differently. This one's in the middle, this one's on the side. I don't think you could place it onto the side, but then the beetle is further off to the base. But at least they do all seem to fit. I say all seem to fit. We've only looked at 2 of them so far. There's a little beetle, presented very nicely on. Love that gold chrome that they've got there, that gold metallic ring there. This one feels a lot heavier as well. I don't know what that's going to translate to. I'm looking at large figures here. It might be this one here. Watch you don't cut your finger there as I'm pointing with my knife. Going to cut the tape. Open this up. There we go. I think for the Kidrobot stuff, you get good value out of these pieces. Nice large-sized collectibles you get from these guys. Speaking of large collectibles, speaking of display stand, I wasn't even talking about display stand, but speaking of display stand, while we have it, get that out of the bag. There's I prefer to call him Dr. Robotnik. That's just what I grew up with, but you don't want to call him that. You don't have to call him that. He's a little bit smaller than his standing counterpart. Obviously, if you made a collectible as big as having him sitting inside, it would be a lot bigger than this. But this feels really heavy. Paint's minimal, but very nicely done here on his face. He's holding his little control joystick for his console. Little thruster on the back. Now this one also is sitting right in the middle of the ring, and I guess the ring is more susceptible to fingerprints because it is clear after all. Very clever making use of this as the stand. I'll put that right over there. I love just the rings on their own. Can't focus on the rings after all, we gotta focus on the collectibles. Let's open up box number 3. If you like more of these videos, by all means, let me know. I certainly love doing them. Let's see what we got for bag number 4. Was box number 4, now bag number 4, because you just took it out of the box. This one here, let me just get the ring out quickly. This one here appears to be a piranha, or a fish with very sharp teeth, but I'm going to assume like a piranha robot fish. There he is right there. Ooh, no, it's not sharp. I shouldn't have done that. That was mean on my part to make you guys think that I had hurt myself. Paint is top notch. Go ahead and put this. Now this one's got a longer post. Oh, and I also put it on the wrong way. This one's not finished all the way through. You can see the hole doesn't actually go all the way through. That might be an indicator as to which side you can put it on. I would want to just adorn my video game area just with these. And actually just move this case up just a bit because I can't reach the back. Unless I had arms that were about 3 feet long. That would make for a very awkward clothes shopping experience. Imagine buying shirts. I know there's big and tall, but what about big and really long arms? And let's go ahead and open up the next bag. Finally, we've got a hero here. We've got Tails. Kind of just making a big pile of mess over here. We'll cut the bag. There we go. There we go. Pull out the ring. Love that. It looks like a giant ring from Lord of the Rings. Do you imagine the size of my finger would have to be to fit that as the ring? There's Tails. Silly, silly Tails was 2 tails. That's why he's called Tails and not Tail. I don't know. I wasn't big on Tails. Maybe I'm just a heartless man, but just wasn't crazy about Tails as much. I like Knuckles. I think Knuckles actually is not in this one, this set. Possibly a future release. There's Tails. He wants no photography whatsoever. No paparazzi. And he's actually, he's about the same size. He's a little bit shorter, but he's about the same girth, I guess, as Robotnik there. That's the downside of this new backdrop. Everything can sit further back. I really planned it so that I could review larger things, but then ultimately it was my downfall because now I have to reach further back if I want to do like case openings. I'll still do them though. That's my dedication to you and this channel. I'm also battling a bit of a cue segue. I'm also battling a bit of a cold, so do bear with me. Should have actually had a beverage nearby. I like this one. Excuse me. I like this one. This is Running Sonic. It looks like he's running and he's also deep in thought. Like he's trying to remember something. He doesn't know what it is though, but he knows that there's something he was supposed to do. He's run out of the house. He's on his way to do whatever it is, but he can't remember what it is. So that would probably mean he's going to be running for a long time until he can remember what it is. Was it supposed to be the milk? Was it supposed to be bread? What was I supposed to be picking up? And sure enough, like everybody else running super fast Sonic the Hedgehog, or just us, normally you only remember when you get home. You pick up everything else you're supposed to pick up. When you get home, I should have picked up cheese. That's what it was. I even said to myself, how am I going to make a grilled cheese sandwich without cheese? I got to go pick up cheese. I pick up everything else, get home, forget the cheese. There's Sonic the Hedgehog. Segueing back to Sonic the Hedgehog. I like this one a lot, actually. Put him right over there. He can join his colleagues, his comrades. And we will reach to the back of the backdrop. You guys are liking this new setup, let me know as well. I always like you guys weighing in. I like discussing things like this. Thought to myself, you know what? White background, everybody's doing white. It's boring, it's sterile. Nobody wants to see all that. People want color, they want oomph. Right, hopefully it brought oomph. Speaking of oomph, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at Casual Sonic. This is like, oh yes, I forgot the cheese. See, now he remembers. Of course, now the downside, though, is he's going to have to run back out. Does he have enough money? Because he did spend it on other things. We all do that. We go grocery shopping, then we end up picking up things we shouldn't have picked up while it was there. I just saw it. It was on the shelf. It was on sale. Did I need necessarily that? No, I don't. I probably didn't. This one actually has a little bit smaller of a peg. Or it's the same size peg, but I guess it's because his leg is bent. This, probably far, I don't have a medal, but this would probably be my favorite from this set. This one right here. It's just classic Sonic. It's actually right there. I can almost hold it. It's not quite the same scale, but it's literally this image up there. Now, let's revisit the box quickly. I won't spend too much time on the box, but the box itself. See, we had the running Sonic. I just remembered that's what I had to go get, and then there's a pixelized Sonic. I kind of wish, actually, that they had done a pixelized version of this guy, too, to match, you know, the intro screen. We'll cut the tape once again. And get this opened up. And let's see what we got inside. With the new backdrop layout, too, it also affords me the opportunity to make more of a mess over here. It's not to say that I'm going to neglect it. I still have to go back and clean it up afterwards. But it just means I can make more mess over here. Something that you don't then have to see as much of. This is actually the same Sonic. So maybe I won't actually get the display base out, but it's the same Sonic as the one we just looked at. Promsies. It is actually. Don't believe me? It's right there. See? Yeah. Looks the same to me. It is the same. So for that reason, I actually might not even... All right, fine. We'll open up the bag as well. Yes, indeed. Over the next little while, you're probably going to see a lot of new changes here on this channel. I would hope to think that even though the format might likely change a little bit here and there, and the way I'm doing stuff might change here and there, it's still going to be me. It's still same old me. Same old me. Still this guy doing this. It would be funny if all of a sudden I was just replaced with a bear. Can you imagine? Just this big, hairy armed, well, I guess it's not that far from the truth, but a big, hairy claw just reaching in, not even making any sort of sense. You really can't comprehend or really make out what it's saying. It's just like that would be interesting. I don't know how keen the bear would be to be opening up Sonic the Hedgehog boxes. Now, if these were mystery boxes containing honey, I know, don't stereotype. Don't just assume that it's a bear that's going to like honey. That's what Disney would have you believe. Winnie the Pooh, not all bears like honey. Some bears love human flesh, which would then beg the question, what happened to me? Where did I go? The bear? Did the bear consume said reviewer? Did he just disappear and the bear has now taken his place? I've done it again. Look at that. The whole thing all the way go through. I pointed it to the wrong side. This one is the little spiky wheeled crab. That's about the only name I have for it right now. Glorious, glorious color, though, with the purples, the yellows, and a little bit of the gray on the spikes. Oh, no, it's actually not sharp. That's the second time I've done that. Third time, somebody's going to say, you know what, I'm not even going to believe you anymore. Excuse me. Bear or not, if all of a sudden a bear comes tromping through this review area, I start screaming for dear life. It would then also add the question, how would I have been able to post the video? I guess the bear would have just continued the rest of the video, edited it, and then also then uploaded it. That's a very efficient bear. That's the kind of bear that if you ever want hands-on employees, sure, they may eat the rest of the employees, but you know what? Don't rule out the bear. Feed them honey, feed them human flesh, feed them whatever you want, but you're going to get a good, solid work out of them. There's the little monkey with the ball, a robo monkey. It always kind of reminds me of something that should be from Mega Man. Kind of like Mega Monkey. I know I'm just making up names now. Mega Monkey with the Mega Ball. I'm going to put him on his Mega Stand. The stand, once again, this one here is offset, so the hole is on this side rather than the middle. Mega Monkey. That's not the name. Mega Monkey. I'm going to call it Mega Monkey. This one feels medium. Not quite heavy, not quite light. Just right. It's just in the middle. And I'm actually running out of space now on this side. I so arrogantly said I had all this space to work with. Now look at me. Now look at what I've done. Now I've backed myself up into the corner. I ask Tails my plight. I explained to him my concerns. He just puts up his hand. He says, no, I don't want to hear it. We've had this discussion before. I told you don't brag about your backdrop. Don't brag that you have all this space to work with, because sooner or later you're going to run out of space. You think, nah, Tails is an idiot. He'd never say stuff like that. But Tails knows what's going on. And he says, you know, you did have a chance just not to say anything. Now you've drawn everyone to the attention that you have all this space to work with. You truthfully don't have a lot of space to work with. You were just a liar. And that's what Tails is saying right there. I don't know why he would be saying all that. Oh, I got a little bit of residual here. It's like almost a bit like a cardboard that's been stuck to Tails's tail. Tails's tail. That's... Some English teacher would probably dissect that sentence I just made. And the grab to the back here. We are about, well, we're over halfway through now. By the way, if you just tuned in now, new backdrop, but same things, same problems as before. Just tuning in now, what are we looking at? We're looking at the new Sonic the Hedgehog vinyl mini-series from the folks over at Kidrobot. We got another Sonic the Hedgehog. This one's got paint. Oh, he's got paint all over his eyebrow. That's a shame. Oh, and also, look, they missed his mouth. They've got like a faint line here of what his mouth was, and then they've painted the line of his mouth above that. Doesn't quite gel. You'll still get a display stand, but I'm only going to care about it just a little bit less. I feel like you should have worked a little harder, Sonic, to have everything lined up. Blame Kidrobot? Yeah, I know. Kidrobot, I guess, they made this. It's a shame that that's... If this was the only figure I'd picked up, I would say I would be a little disappointed that the quality would have been off like that. Still like the statue. I still like the pose and everything on him. But yeah, I would admit that is a bit of a disappointing QC issue. Let's put him right over there. As quickly as I fill up this space, I fill up this space just as much. Maybe what I might do is I'll bring these to the front. I'm defying all rules of my own video presentations, because generally I don't do this. I'm going to bring these forward just because this is a fair reach for me, as long as my hairy arms might be. I can't reach that through this whole review, so I'm just going to bring everything forward. I'm going to cut these boxes, and I'm going to resume. That's what I'm going to do. So again, we're making like Mount garbage over here. Excuse me, Mount recycling over here. We want to recycle that cardboard. And the next one we have inside, we've got, I think, what is this? This is like the little mosquito, bee, maybe it's a wasp. Jetpack wasp. Again, nice coloring on him. No real QC quality issues with the paint on this particular piece. But we will take him and peg him onto his stand. Yeah, making sure, again, I got the right side. There we go. You see how vibrant, just pops, that metallic ring. And we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 left. Let's go ahead and cut those. If you like this particular video, you'll probably love the other Kidrobot videos I've done. What other Kidrobot videos are that? Well, you can check out my playlist. I've got playlists for all the videos I've done, or most of the videos I've done. So for example, oh, this one's interesting. I'll make sure I got all the accessories out. Is there anything else in here? Let's have a look here. Well, it's just the block. Ah, very cool. I thought there might have been something else in there, but I guess not. What you can do with this particular one, this one is just the ring. Just the ring. This is what Sonic can run into. So if you had this one and this one like this, you could have them displayed where Sonic's about to run through the ring. And then if you want to even be clever on top of that, you could take, oh, I don't know, this one right here, and you could put him like after. So if Sonic's not careful, he'll get the ring, and then he'll hit this guy, and then he'll do that, and then all the rings will go everywhere. I like this one a lot. This one, I guess, I'm looking at the side here. This one almost would indicate that the block, I guess they didn't want to make this a ring because you would know right away what it is. This must be the question mark. It's 1 of 40, so I did pretty good. The fact that I would have gotten that one. And actually, while we're at it, let's just do a quick tally here. See which ones we haven't gotten. Well, we've gotten these ones. We've gotten these two. We don't have flying tails. We have regular tails. The other side, Robo Monkey, yes. Don't have the Octopus. Don't have pixelized Sonic. I'd like to get that one. I think we've got everything else. So we're missing 2 on this side. And this side we're missing just the tails, if I'm correct. Well, we have 6 left. There is a good possibility we may get all the other figures. And cut the foil on this. And we managed to get ourselves the Octopus. Yes, like I was saying, there are tons and tons of videos on this channel. Sometimes you guys say to me, hey, there's a certain thing I'm looking for. Have you reviewed it? And a lot of times I might say, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Excuse me. So for example, if you are looking for more Kidrobot videos, I got a Kidrobot playlist. Just check that out. Just head over there and see what's going on. See what's the business on those playlists. Nice looking octopus. Got a tickle in my throat now. Should have brought a beverage. Should have brought a beverage. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I'm so foolish. I should have brought a beverage. And the worst part about it, like every other person that tries to get rid of a bad cough, if you try to ignore that the cough is there, it doesn't work. Coughs don't work that way. Coughs are not like bees. You can't just pretend. You can pretend a bee's not there, and the bee will just kind of go and do its own thing. Bees got jobs to do, honey to make. Coughs don't work like that. Coughs, if you could take anything from this review, coughs don't work like honeybees. You got a nagging cough. I just banged the camera. If you have a nagging cough, you can't just ignore it. It won't go away. There's the flying tails, complete with his moving tails. That allows him to fly. Excuse me. Should have brought some cough syrup too. Cough syrup didn't bring. Drink didn't bring. Just this nagging cough. I've had it for like the last couple of days now. It's not doing me any favors, let me just tell you. But I will be so happy when it decides it wants to leave. Just go elsewhere. I don't want to say go bother somebody else, because I don't wish that on... Even... I don't really have enemies, but I don't wish coughs on people. Let's see. The hard part is the people that don't have coughs, and then you listen to the people that have coughs, and you're like, oh my god, just take a throat lozenge or something, and just stop coughing. Another Flying Tails to add to the collection. I feel like I've actually gotten rid of it for the time being. Haha, what am I talking about? It's going to be back. As we get down to the last few boxes, there's 3 left here. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got. Well, in the way that we've started, we've got ourselves another Dr. Robotnik. Go ahead and cut the foil on, not foil anymore, the bag. We'll put him on this stand. No, other way around. I did it again. Other way around. There's Dr. Robotnik. Eggman. I said egghead, but Eggman. Do you prefer Dr. Robotnik, or do you prefer Eggman as the name? I guess it depends on where you were introduced. I just dropped the box. Where you were introduced initially to Sonic the Hedgehog. I was introduced here in North America. So like cartoons and stuff. He was just called, I think he was called Dr. Robotnik on all the cartoons, but it might have been called Eggman in a couple of them. But we got another running Sonic. This might be one of my favorites. Little smudgy around the eye area there, but nice looking Sonic. And lastly, the last box. Let's see which one we would... Still want to get that one right there, the pixelized Sonic. Excuse me. I guess that is the only one that we don't have. Looking at it, yeah. Yeah, that looks like that is the only one we don't have. So let's cut the box here. Fingers crossed, everybody. Let's see. No, it was not Sonic. This one's fun. His legs are everywhere. Speaking of everywhere, these boxes are everywhere too. And boy, I'm going to have quite the mess to clean up afterwards. And his legs, his legs are... Oh, are the legs actually broken on this one? It looks like the legs are actually broken. That's a disappointment. That is one disappointing... Look at that. The last box that we looked at, and it has broken legs on poor Tails. Butter, skin, peanut butter, and turnip. That's a disappointment. If that was the only box I had picked up, I would have been very disappointed. I would have to glue it. Really, there's no excuse for that. Kidrobot, come on. There's no excuse for that. Broken legs on Tails? No way. No way. That's what he's saying right there. No way. He's not going to go anywhere because he's got no legs, but he's saying no way. Well, there you go, guys. Mixed bag. Most of these were actually pretty cool. The quality, unfortunately, on some of these. This one wasn't too bad. This one here, even like the mouth is slightly off. This one here had the paint slightly, a little bit on the brow. Misaligned mouth. Overall, I like the series. I just wish I wish these figures, I wish the paint, I think, was a little bit better on some of them. The sculpts are good, and I like the selection of characters, but yeah, the paint could have been a little bit better on some of these. These are currently available in your comic book stores. You can also head over to www.kidrobot.com, check out some other stuff going on over there. While you're also at it, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't worry about eggs. Don't worry about milk. Don't worry about bread. You can subscribe down below, not only see these videos, but the other videos that I've done as well. More Kidrobot stuff, there's playlists for that too. So if there's a Kidrobot uncasing that you would like to see, check those playlists first, because there's a good possibility I've already done them. Though today we were checking out, getting a dabble into the new Sonic the Hedgehog vinyl mini figures from Kidrobot. I'll see you next time.